What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. So let's go ahead and fire it up. It's got the push button start right over here. Let's see if we can see it. There it is. And basically, for me, there's not much to say. It's just a lovely sport car. It's got 2 buckets in the front, 2 in the back. Let's see if we can angle that back there. But to be honest with you, the back seat, there's not really much to it. There's 2 very small buckets, and if you're traveling with any adults in the back, that's going to be tight. Really depends on your stature and of course the people in the front. I don't know if you could notice, but I do have a 3.5-year-old that sits in the back, and it's a high back booster seat with the harness, and he can fit just fine. If he grows a little bit longer, his legs will be a lot better, because obviously where your knee meets the end of the seat to bend for a child isn't, usually it isn't quite there. It's usually mapped out for an adult, so, but he fits comfortably. Before that, I did have just a regular car seat, and it was very, very tight. And if you're doing like a rear-facing seat, very, very difficult. If you have a passenger here, I almost say like it's either no way or very, very uncomfortable and pushed up. But obviously it really just depends on the size of the person. But from what I could tell, though, very, very tight fit. So really kind of up to you if you think that you can manage it. For me, it's just the love of the car that really kind of put me into this. I had a 2018 STI beforehand. Loved the car, plenty of space. But my heart was really on the BRZ. I love the aesthetics, everything from the driving experience to outside, inside, how everything's designed. In fact, I wish that the STI had a lot more of the simplicity and the little nuances that the interior does of the BRZ, which makes it a really great driver's car. Obviously, we got the 6-speed gearbox. It's got the STI short shift on there, which is phenomenal. Even Cartboy makes a short shift kit that is fairly decent, but for some reason I just really like the STI one, so I just got it with that instead, and it works great. Here in the center we do have your traction control off and track button. If you hold the off long enough, it'll turn everything off, even though it'll still have, like, I think about 15-20%. That's just unavoidable to get rid of, but that's the closest thing you can get to a true off, is by holding the off button. And then we got the heated seats here in the front. The interior entertainment system, infotainment, is a lot better in this one. It's actually very snappy, very responsive, so a huge improvement. So for 2019, that's great. The older ones, it was a lot slower, really hard to use, generally a pain in the butt. This one does have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. You can't really see here because it's a little bit dark when I'm shooting, but it's got like kind of like a fake carbon fiber here, and then same thing for the doors, right where the control switches are, which you cannot see, so I apologize for that. I shoot kind of late and just whenever I have the opportunity to. But everything looks really good. It's just so simple, and I love the fact that you do have digital temperature control right there too, so you can actually see it. SCI didn't have that, but still, two different beasts. Two both very great cars. I have nothing bad to say about either one, so it just depends on your situation. If you need more space but looking for performance, the WRX STI is excellent. But also, if you like a two-door coupe sports car, the BRZ I'd highly recommend. It's just super fun, and for the cost, you just get a lot out of it. So really, really cool. Here's the steering wheel. Very simple. It's a circular design, no flat D at the bottom like the STI, but really, really comfy. I actually like the controls on this steering wheel better than the STI, just because I don't feel like I have any accidental presses and nothing that sticks out weird that, you know, you're gonna get an accidental press. So really cool. Talk is good. Everything is digital for the most part on the talk when it comes to like your fuel, and then the info screen on the right hand side, which you can see here. And then you got this big RPM meter here in the center, and then speed on the left. They're kind of contorting the BRZ to be a driver's car, so you'll mainly focus on your RPM versus relying on the speed being bigger. And they still got a digital readout too. You can also turn on your gear shift indicator too to see what gear you're in if that's something you prefer. I don't like having it added in there. I mean, I know what gear I'm in, so no point. And I think it makes it look a little bit too busy, so no point there. Viewing angles are pretty good. You do have to take a little bit of time to adjust your mirrors to try to zone out as much blind spot as possible. And then we have the compass here, and then it has the home link there, so you can have your garage buttons if necessary. The rear view, pretty tiny. It comes with a little wing on the package that I got. If you put a bigger wing on there or something like that, I could imagine it being a little bit harder to see, but either or, just depending on the type of driver you are and your adjustments that you make, it's fine viewing. I don't think anything obstructs to the point where it makes it a little bit more hazardous. It's fine. You can adjust everything great. Comfortability for me, I'm about 5'3", 5'4", maybe. I'd have to double check. I'm a pretty average height guy, and I fit just fine. And then if I sit in the back seat though, I don't enjoy it. So again, I don't recommend it. If it's something that you're thinking about purchasing, I would honestly say that, you know, it's mainly for the driver and the passenger up front. If you have kids, again, you can see I can do it. My son is 3.5 though. If it was rear facing, I don't think it would be possible, or it would just be a really big pain in the butt. Not to say that this isn't a pain in the butt either. You have to lean back and constantly move the seats. So it's just something that if you really, really love the car, you're probably more willing to deal with it. But if you're not, or you're trying to make someone else happy, then it's not going to work out. But the STI tried to, you know, it wasn't making me entirely happy. And even when I got it, I still loved it, but it's just a different kind of like. This one I like a lot more, and a lot of people consider that a downgrade, especially with power, but again, I just enjoy the car a lot, so that doesn't really matter. But anyways, that's basically it for the interior. And in case you're wondering, this is a 2019 BRZ Limited, and it's got the sports package on there, so it just includes the additional Brembos, as well as the 17 by 7.5 wheels. Anybody's here. Hello. I don't know if you can see it, but they're not bad. The 17 by 7.5, the 7.5 had to be necessary in order to fit over the Brembos, and it's very tight. You can't see it, but it's like maybe like a couple millimeters, and that's really all you get. But other than that, that's it. Pretty simple design. Again, nothing too bad to say. If you're getting into it for power, then you're going to have to do a lot of modification, which a good thing about Subaru is almost everything Subaru has a huge aftermarket scene, so you can take care of that if you want. But again, this isn't something that you buy just strictly for power. You're not going to be drag racing anybody. It's mainly for just being able to take corners really nice, a very good driving experience, and then you can also track it if you prefer. So just right off the gate, it's not a bad car at all, but you can mod it if you're looking for more power. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.